Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your new moon in Aquarius reading, which I don't see too many people talking about the new moon in Aquarius, but it is on the 9th. Today is the 7th, I believe. You know, time holds no meaning for me, so let's get to it. We're going to talk about some things, and I always do the new moon and the full moon reading. New moons, are really about new things and new energies and manifesting. I love new moons. I was born during a new moon, and so that's also something for you to take a look at, because you will feel that you typically will manifest the most, depending on where you were at with the moon, right? It's actually even your best time to do manifesting techniques. So for instance, I'm very adamant about not manifesting during the full moon. And that's because I'm a new moon baby. I'm a new moon baby, and you'll find also that during those times you feel the best. Like I feel the most energy, I feel the most positive, everything during new moons. That's my joy. So Sagittarius, if you're looking for personal readings, please check out the link in my description. It will take you there. Y'all, I've been experimenting with thumbnails just in case you're wondering why some of them seem a little crazy. Just change is good. So the only time that I use these moon cards is during the new moon and the full moon. It's exactly true. So I believe that means they hold the energy. So I actually feel like April specifically is going to be a good month for movement for Sagittarius. I've been saying it for a while, and I know there's something specific happening in April, but I can't remember what it is. Something astrological, but I keep seeing it in your readings, and I'm seeing it here. New moon in Aries. I feel like, you might not exactly be manifesting something during the new moon in Aquarius, but it's a sense of fine-tuning details for Aries season. I said what I said. Because new moon in Aries, go for it. So that's about taking a risk. So I do feel like you're going to take a calculated risk in April. For some people, that's moving, because I keep seeing it, right? I keep seeing things about moving, but you're making a big move, Sag, in April, or whenever the new moon in Aries is. I don't know, but we have a full moon before that in Virgo, and we're seeing Virgo here. Virgo is all about the details, right? And so it's not like you're going to take this chance and it's going to be like, well, I'm just going to jump and not even think about it. No, Aries always is very calculated in the risks that they take, right? And combined with Virgo, I mean, you're going to get all the details together. So this isn't just you jumping into something without thinking. You're thinking about it, but there's still risk involved in terms of how things turn out. But you will be gathering a lot of details about it, figuring out what you have to do, maybe even beforehand. And what the moon wants to tell you, full moon in Cancer, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Whenever we take a risk, of course, we're always a little afraid of how things will turn out, right? And the truth is like, they just will turn out however they're supposed to turn out. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. So, and this is something you're doing for yourself, because Aries rules the house of self. So this is definitely something you're doing for yourself. So I pulled a couple cards from the life purpose cards to see, some things you might be engaging in that are new, because Aquarius wants us to try new things, wants us to be innovative. And it was very interesting because animals was here. So, animals, you're on the right path, and teaching. See, this is interesting, isn't it? For some, you just might be teaching. And, it's funny because if you have animals, I have a dog. And I find that I do have an intuitive connection with the dog. I really do. I think the dog feels my feelings. Like, she responds to my feelings. Like, she always knows, when I need affection. It's better than a partner, right? But it could be that you're doing something with animals in regards to teaching, but you could just be spending times with animals, and you may be moving towards teaching something. To be honest, I'm not altogether sure what the animals are telling you. Maybe the animals are telling you that you need to teach something, maybe. Maybe, but you could be spending more times with animals. You could be getting a dog. You could be anything like animals. And, as I said, I'm going to be starting my podcast soon. I'm still planning it. But I have found as an empath that animals are very soothing. And, even just having one around is very soothing. And people with a lot of empathy will attract animals like crazy. They just like you. I mean, and I was never raised with animals myself. Like, I wasn't raised, my mom didn't like any of that stuff, right? But I have found a definite affinity with dogs. I don't know. We just get along. So let's move on, though. Let's move on because I get a little crazy around here. So, and I have temporarily suspended extended readings. I don't think that will be forever. I just was getting a message from Spirit yesterday. Spirit told me to do it and just make my readings longer. So there you have it. So, I feel like you're going to be really putting yourself out there more, allowing yourself to be seen for sure. So judgment is here in terms of where you're going to be more experimental. So I hate to tell you, Sag, but you're going to be vulnerable, to be honest. And I feel like a huge part of that. And it's really hard for people do not understand how hard it is for Sagittarius to do that. Because although we share a lot of things, and to some we may seem like we share everything, but it's almost planned, because we don't share our flaws. We don't. But I feel like you may be doing that because judgment is, it's also, being vulnerable. And I feel like you may be showing up that way, and specifically in terms of what you fear, right? What you fear, the darker aspects of you. Because here's the other thing too with Sagittarius is that we're very positive, right? We're very positive people. We tend to not share those types of things, but it can make you more human, Sag, and I feel like you are going to be sharing more with other people, like in terms of what you're afraid of, your fears, what you keep hidden from others. All of a sudden there's something happening that, and this is because your greatest gift, Sag, is inspiring others. And so I also feel like you might be sharing, and I was just hearing it, ways in which you aren't as confident as you might appear, and that's beautiful, Sagittarius. I can't help but say that is beautiful. And you will find that this actually will inspire other people because it's not like being weak. It's just that, sometimes I'm not okay. Sometimes I'm not okay. Sometimes I'm really, really dark. You know, and there's the darker aspects of you, especially I feel like the fear of the unknown. I feel like you will be sharing that, you know? Who knows? Maybe you're sharing it here. Tell me what you're afraid of. You know, it's so interesting because we're all afraid of something. We're all afraid of things. And so, you know, with Sagittarius, I don't think Sagittarius likes to expose the darker elements of them because I mean, we actually do think that, you know, we have to be positive all the time. And we tend to not let people see us as less than that, but you might be. You might be. And these are like, especially looking at this card, you know, none of us are all light or all dark. And so, you know, when you only let people see one side of you, you know, that can be a little almost feel not authentic. So, you know, you're saying, I'm okay, you want to see it all? I'll show it all to you, right? That's very interesting. It's very It's very interesting. So, new ideas that you're exploring. Well, I do feel like you are going to be following your heart, Sagittarius. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. Five of Wands reversed. Three of Swords. Interesting, Sagittarius. Because I feel like, especially for those who maybe feel they're in relationships or abandoned even the idea of relationships or even moving towards things that you felt wouldn't be accepted, that you felt other people would have a problem with. Now, in terms of love, that can look like, you know, something that is, you know, could be different culture, different age specifically, because the Knight of Cups is here. You know, with the Ten of Pentacles, that's what made me think a new home. So some of you might be having the opportunity to move in with someone or to leave home. And maybe that, you know, but you have been hesitating because you don't want to hurt other people. There is a sense here that whatever it is, it's what your heart desires, but it's something that may not make other people happy. And, you know, I feel like maybe you've been hesitant towards it because of that, because of this Five of Wands energy. Um, but in here, it really feels like you're not caring what people think. This may be the thing you're going for. You know, if it's love, that could just be maybe something a little taboo, such. You know, which an age difference can definitely be that. It can definitely be that. And it's a risk as well because, you know, it could be that family members and stuff like that, whatever it is you're planning to do, they're telling you it's not stable, you know, this is too much, this is too big of a risk, you know, or, you know, what's even more important than that, Sag, especially if this is just going towards a dream that you have, you maybe come from very traditional people with traditional ideas. And I'm not even sure you have even shared this with other people. I feel like you hesitated for the thought of what people would think because the Nine of Swords is here and that's your own thinking, right? With the Six of Cups and the Four of Wands, this is being, it's like where you're supposed to share it, right? So the Six of Cups is people we've known a long time. People we have known a long time, such. And the Four of Wands is unity. And I feel like this is telling you this is a lot in your mind. That people are not going to be as against whatever this is as you think they are. As you think they are. And what's interesting was the Knight of Swords with the High Priestess. You are really, really speaking from your intuition and really sharing a lot that you have kept hidden, I feel. And it might come out as kind of, because the Knight of Swords sometimes, can be a little aggressive, a little bit of a fighting energy, but you're doing it. You're doing it. And I feel like for some people that might be a little, because we've been seeing it about Sagittarius and standing your ground, right? And I don't feel like you're caring how it comes off, but there's like a secret side to you that's pushing forth. What was on the bottom was the Ten of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Wands. It's just time, Sag. Like for you, it's time for you to go after things, to go after what you desire, to be excited about life, right? There's definite moving energy here too. With the Ten of Cups, you're going after your happiness and you're going after it full speed. I feel like, you know what, you have really, really put it off. This feels like something specific, but it feels like something that, yes, you've been waiting for it to come together. Put a lot of work into it for sure. And I also feel the hesitation, that other people wouldn't be on board. But I don't feel like you're worried about that anymore. And I also feel like you're not thinking from this space of, it feels like you have avoided taking risks or going after things from a place of money. Because the Seven of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles, it's like you've avoided doing this maybe because of money. But I don't feel like you're doing that anymore. You're not going to let that stop you. No, you're making the decision with the Emperor. I'm jumping in. Everything I need will show up. And even if it doesn't, I will find a way to make it work. So this is interesting. So it really feels to me like whatever it was, Sagittarius, that you wanted but didn't go after because of, outside factors, what people would think, a perceived lack or fear of resources. That's no longer the case. No longer the case, Sagittarius. Okay. That's standing in a whole lot of authenticity, in my opinion. Okay. Because generally, as an aspect of Sag, we usually don't care what other people think, but we don't want to cause fights. We don't want to cause problems. We like peace, right? We don't want people, and I also feel in this, like, you haven't done these things out of feeling for others and not wanting to fight. But I also feel like that's flying out the window, like you don't care. Whatever. Whatever. So let's see what your spirit guides want to tell you about the new moon in Aquarius. I love this, though. So you'll have to let me know if you're approaching a big risk in your life. What is your message for Sagittarius? Yeah, I do feel like in this you've been, one big thing standing in the way was how it would affect other people. Interesting. Okay. Oh, stand your ground, Sag. Standing your ground is an empowering, confidence-building action to take from time to time. Now is the moment when you need to stand your ground. You know you can do it, and you know that by doing so, you will be the victor. You are winning. And, it's interesting because they want you to also listen. Um, so they're standing your ground, but also listening to other people's points of view. Oh, and look, animal kingdom. I don't know what animals have to do, but animals are something, you know, relevant. So either maybe you're getting an animal which will make you feel more grounded, more connected to everything. I don't know. Sage, or maybe there's a dog or a cat who has something to say to you. For sure, for sure. So that's what I have for you. Happy new moon in Aquarius. Remember to do your moon water, right? And an effective technique or ritual, if you want to try it, is write about new ideas. Write about new ideas, let the new ideas come. You can try automatic writing. Just start drawing a circle, Sag, and just write whatever comes to your awareness in this. It's a beautiful exercise that will make you feel inspired for new things. Toodles.